All right. Well, I've got a project going on here, and you can see it right behind me. This is my Suburban, Old Faithful here. It's still actually my daily driver, believe it or not. It's a 98 Suburban LT, and I do it all with this thing. I tow with it. I've gone camping. I've slept in the back. It's just my daily driver, right? So I'm going to start working on it again. A while back, I had replaced the whole fuel system, starting from the rear fuel pump, then up to the filter, up to the fuel regulator, and then even replaced all the fuel injectors, upgraded them all, and did the same thing with the ignition. Replaced a new distributor on there, and then the sensors, I'm drawing a blank here. I know I did a lot. Oh, I even did the timing belt, timing chain, should I say, and that was 2 or 3 years ago. I did all that, and it's been running fantastic. So what I'm concentrating on now is underneath on the drivetrain, and I'm going to start off with the rear shocks. You know, I have front shocks to put on. In the front, I'll probably also, that's something I already did a couple of years ago, the pitman arm and the idler arm. And I'm going to go in there now and do the tie rods, inner and outer. And the shocks and brakes up in the front. So, but for right now, I'm starting off easy. I'm just going to get off here and change the rear shocks. And let me show you what I've got going on. Yeah, so there you can see I've got the jack stands over there on each side, and then lowered the rear, and it's just about touching. It's just about perfect. You can see I've already loosened up. There's the bolts right here, and they lined right up. And I have one left up here to take off, and I'll drop this thing down. The other one on the other side. Here's this shock. On the other side, it's on the front, and you can see it over there. Just faces the other way. So I'll take both of these off, and I'm going to replace them with a spring assist shock. I'll show you what I got, and I might. Well, that is if I have enough fluid. You can see it's leaking up around here, and up in the front it looks like it's on the front seal. Hopefully it's not leaking there, but I might just go ahead and take that off and change the fluid out. There is no telling when, if ever, this fluid has been changed, you know what I mean? And I do a lot of towing with it, so I'm sure it has gotten fairly hot sometimes. What else? And that's really about it under here. The only other thing I did with this, you know, you can see the big tank here. This is a 40-gallon tank, and changing the fuel filter in here was a pain in the butt. You know, you have to drop the tank and all that good stuff. And I put one fuel pump in there, and it only lasted a couple of years. I was like, man, this time I just got up on the top and cut out, like, you know, part of the bottom here like this. Underneath, I just right over the fuel pump. So now I have a little access door on the inside. I can just pop that off and change the fuel pump if I want. I'm surprised that hasn't been done in the factory like that. But this is what I'm doing. Let me. There's just, like I said, one more bolt holding this thing on, and I'll show you what I've got putting on there. Alright, so there's the old shock, and here's the one I'm replacing it with. And these are the the Gabriel, oh, let's see, what was it called? There we go. Gabriel rear spring assist shock. And you can see the coil on here. It's how's it go? It helps with the extra 500-pound lift on it. It doesn't change your overall capacity, but just if you have a heavy load, towing a heavy load, it gives you an extra 500 pounds. And you can tell, and it also helps because this, you know, this vehicle's fairly old, and the leaf springs, I'm sure, are not as strong as they used to be, and that's where these really help out. And I've used these before. I have a Mercury Mountaineer. It's a 97 Mercury Mountaineer. And I still have it. I drove it off the lot in 97, and but it has the V8, has the 5.0 on it, and it's an all-wheel drive. And of course, it started showing its age too, and I rebuilt the front, the suspension on the front, and on the rear, I put these Gabriel, you know, the assist on there. And it worked wonders. I mean, I love the shock, so I decided I'm going to try them on this Suburban too. And because I do a lot of towing, and in my Mountaineer, I used it for what it should be. It's an all-wheel drive, but I took it off-road. It handles great in wet weather, icy weather, snow, you name it. I've gone through sand. I took it across country, and so it has definitely seen off-road use, not just a street vehicle, you know. And I'll be working on that too. Come to think of it, just a heads up, I'll probably be working on it right now. I'm replacing the torque converter on the transmission, and then my back and all that stuff, and I'm still so sore I can't handle that heavy stuff. So it's been sitting back here forever, just waiting to take the few remaining bolts that's holding my transmission on. Everything it's almost all the way off already, but I just can't handle it until I'm sure my back is at least 80 or 90%, you know. But I think I'm going to start light and just do the shocks and stuff like this on this Suburban, and we'll see where it goes. The transmission's still pretty heavy duty, but who knows? Maybe I can get some guy out here that has a YouTube channel that wants a vehicle to work on. You know, it's be a prime one. I've liked it. I mean, it's, you know, like I said, it's a 97. It's a Mountaineer. I guess you don't see too many of those anymore, but it's not like they're collectible or anything, but damn good vehicle, you know. I'm just kind of surprised. But anyway, those are the shocks, and I'm going to go ahead and put these on. I'm going to have to compress this down some. Hopefully I can do that enough and get it on. When you look at this shock, I mean, I can just push it and pull it out. It's not that bad, but this one, yeah, it's going to take a little force. So I hope I have enough clearance on that. If not, I'll have to jack it up a little higher and readjust those jack stands, you know. But let's get started. Alright, I'm going to start by putting the top end in. It's just these two bolts. And then we'll see if I can compress this shock up enough. Line that up. Well, that's got quite a ways to go, doesn't it? I might have to readjust, jack this thing back up. But we'll go ahead and put this on and let it hang. Alright, those top two are on. I don't think I'm going to be able to compress this. Yeah. I'm going to lift this thing a little higher and readjust the jack stands. Alright, that looks a little better. And I think that's as far down as I could drop the axle down. Everything else is on. Yeah, that was it. So I'll have to compress it that far, just a couple of inches. But hopefully I won't knock the camera around. I'll probably get violent here. So get the bolt ready. I had it. Alright. So I'm going to reach under here.
Hang on,
And push this up as far as I can.
Okay.
And just slide this bolt in whenever it lines up. I can compress it with 2 arms, but not one. Just didn't quite have the strength. Alright. Since none of you guys would help, I recruited some help over here. So.
That's okay, you're going to have to pay it back when I do the ones on the...
Wait. Alright.
There.
Easy peasy. Let's put this on. I'll tighten this up and this side will be done. We just have the other side to do still.
Okay.
There we go. Not a bad looking shock, is it? So, I'll move everything over and we'll do the other side. Alright, well you can see the other shock over there. I'm going to start it. Sorry I can't get a good camera angle here. If I had a lift, it'd be great. I'll be able to show you guys a lot more. Plus I'd be able to work on a lot more, you know, but one of these days I just might have a shop. Let's see. It's the quickest way to get up in there. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the bottom off again. And the top's right up here. it's got them both. Alright. This one I might be able to compress myself. And, suck it on here. There we go. Alright, I believe that's got it. New shocks are on both sides. Let's get these off the jack stands and see how it sits. Alright, that should be enough. It still needs to go higher. There we go. See if I can go slowly but surely. Yeah, slowly but surely, huh? So I wish I would have measured this off. Wish I would have measured this off before I replaced the rear, but they sat, the vehicle sat pretty much even all the way across. So I'll measure it now. It looks like maybe an inch taller in the rear, but let me find a tape measure. Alright, so I'll measure this off real quick. Should have done it before. 33.5. 32.5, yep. 1 inch difference. 1 inch taller in the rear now. Because they were, I'd have to say they were just about even before I did that. So we'll see what happens after I replace the front. The fronts are not spring assist, but it should give it some additional support, right? So, but we'll see. I'm second guessing myself. I wish I would have got the a spring assist on the front also, but the rear would needed it for sure. So I guess I'll take it for a spin and let's see if it. I'll see if I can tell the difference in the ride. Probably not until I start towing, right? But let's check it out. All right. Well, let's see how it rides. Like I said, I doubt if I'll be able to tell the difference. Not from just the rear. I'm just going to take it around the neighborhood. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to really tell the difference once I do the front. When I get the shocks and the tie rod ends, and I don't know, I might do all the upper and lower ball joints. Might as well do it all, right? Eventually. So I just took a real quick trip around the block, and to tell you the truth, like I knew it, probably can't really tell until I tow something. So I guess that's it. It actually wasn't too hot out today. It was only 91 degrees. So, well, I guess that is it, guys, for this video. I'm going to, I'll be doing a lot more work on this for sure, so stay tuned. The next thing, I guess in the rear, I need to change the fluid in the differential. I would have done it right there while I had everything exposed and up on jacks, but didn't have the right fluid. So, oh, what else in the front end? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I usually don't film all my stuff, but I do a lot more than just small engines, you know. So, I'll show you what I've done on the Suburban, and even on the Mountaineer. It's a 97. Like I said, I've had it since day one. I drove it off the lot, and I've really liked it. It's just got to a point with the transmission. It's kind of a freak accident. I'll have to cover that in a different. There went my alarm on the Suburban. So I'll cover the Mountaineer on a different video, because it did go through kind of a weird accident, and ended up having to yank the transmission off and replace the torque converter on it. And that's where I had to stop. That's when I had my back problems, and I just haven't been able to do it yet. But if I had a lift, yeah, you know, no problem. But anyway, I will, like I said, I'll cover that in a different video. So plan on seeing some more of this Suburban pretty quick. I want to get this done and get it running real good this fall in time for winter. So yeah, so I guess that's it for this video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.